irrelevant.
Oh, so I should take the ancient gear stuff I brought for you back home. Got it.
You're a gentleman.
I also found a Megamorph
Jesus
power
Christ.
in my stuff at home. I'm like, ooh.
Why is...
I do appreciate you.
I didn't realize there's another power tool dragon that exists. It's called Mecha Power Tool Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
It actually helps the deck. It gives you more options. Sorry, we're on the wrong podcast for this.
I don't think they can hear us right now anyway.
They can't. I'm trying to figure out what we did
why.
last time.
That means they missed the comment gold about
Oh, I know what I did.
Shit, so we have more time.
I'll keep an eye on chat. Or, I guess, Jow.
I know what happened.
Ooh, I hear noise.
So, yeah.
I should turn that down.
Because you only got
Oh, my hair is such a mess.
so many dongle space for everything. Okay. Let's see.
I did not do enough.
Video, audio.
There's a mess.
Ooh, peanut butter.
So that is that. I don't need that. That.
Options.
It's nifty. It definitely helps you kill yourself faster. I don't know why. Oh, cool. Because I'm facing the microphone now, I hear myself better.
There we go. All right. Let's see if that worked better.
Oh, yeah. Do me a favor. Talk this way.
Talk this way.
Walk
This way.
I
Alright.
am this way. I am the way.
There we go. Yeah. that's
Just
what
means that my computer doesn't need power. But who needs that, right?
Energies for the week.
that means
Energy
there's
is for the
Sips on
week.
coffee.
There's a hard cutoff time.
Hard cut off time.
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee at 10 at night because I care about myself.
coffee at night.
At night.
All right. So, welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Sorry it's a little late. Had some technical difficulties plus some personal things going on, but we're here.
Life, baby.
We're alive.
Life
And
rubber.
we're here to talk about Vanguard.
Who?
Vanguard.
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 Knuckle brawlers.
Knuckle brawlers. You mean, yeah. I'm sorry.
We'll get to that.
That meme I sent today was on point.
They grow up so fast.
It didn't get enough love
It didn't get enough
in our
love.
chat.
I saw it and went,
He's right.
he's out of line, but he's right.
You know
I
what? Fuck it.
was-
We're already on this. Let's talk about it.
Sure.
Sure.
I am so glad for our case split for our channel.
I know.
picked Dragon Maids. I did it out of just like, you know what? Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S came out recently, so it got me in the mood to just, well, pick it because reasons. And I wanted to have a split in that set for just any reason other than just to be a part of it. And every other archetype was well overloved. And I'm just like, well, this is the one I'll just pick. And then it ends up being Knuckle Brawlers in spirit. Knuckle Brawlers in schoolgirl outfits. And I'm so happy because it's even better than Knuckle Brawlers. Not only do they gain extra power from fighting, they also get card draw from hitting, which is really annoying right now.
No. They fixed the issue with Knuckle Brawlers. Knuckle Brawlers had no hand power.
Yeah, exactly. The card
No,
draw
it hasn't.
engine is there,
It's
man.
now.
It's insane. Though, to be fair, from what I noticed, it will lose very hard to Eugene. The most laughed at deck in Overdress, will kick its butt because like, oh, you won't have rear guards, and you need to have like the full package to get your best abilities off.
Eugene's playing the long game. The better a deck is, the better it does against it.
Correct.
I don't know, actually. I think, honestly,
That's something that needs to be
We
experimented.
can play tested later.
exactly, because I feel like it's like
It
the
could
snow
recover.
the snow and very Nirvana matchup, where you're like, normally you think on paper, it's like, oh, this is going to look really bad. But if
then
you actually be big brain it, you might be able to like play around it.
well, plus
won a
I
couple of
noticed
times,
that
so we're getting there.
I noticed that the deck has a recovery engine built into it with the grade 1 that Soul Blasts.
I think the mic's cutting out just a bit.
Is this better? Can we hear me better?
You might need to speak a little more towards the center, and that'll solve it.
Do I need to project?
Project yourself.
I'll sit up better. Maybe people can hear me now. But the grade 1 has a recovery engine. Like, oh, did you lose a little girl? Soul Blast, get her back. Discard a card.
Exactly.
Like it's fair. In fact, you have to discard. You don't just pure plus from the 1 Soul Blast. You break even. Technically minus the soul, but
And yet
that's the only Soul Blast I've seen in the deck.
But the problem is you can just pop that first and then pop the rest.
Correct. If an intelligent player is doing it right, yeah. Like what I love is like it's also from attacks too. It's just like, oh, did it get retired? We're gonna get it back. So yeah, I think that's why I think it has the worst matchup against Eugene, because Eugene can clear a whole board if it does it right.
But if you're a smart player, you can just keep swinging at Vanguard until you feel like you can push. Because the Vanguard hits, it's still +1 to hand.
Correct. Which is always nice because Eugene, it's like it's cool and all, but if you can guard every attack, they're never going to kill you. They just never have a field.
And you plus so much from your ride line that you can just card for a few days until you can wait them out.
It's a fun way to segue into what I hope out of this. I hope everything we get in set 3 looks as good. Otherwise, there's a problem.
You're darn right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit, but because we are going to talk about set 3 after we get done with the.
Then we'll segue from how good this is into that later.
Yes, into our lollies.
Put a pin in that.
But yeah, I want to wrap up that because I'm like, oh my god, like I love the art originally because I was like, oh my god, the art style wise, like character wise, I was already wanting it just for that. Like I didn't care what the ability did, and then it's like you said, you give it Knuckle Brawlers, the spirit of Knuckle Brawlers. I'm like, oh okay, now we're on this train.
Yeah, dude, like as soon as I saw y'all's video you put out for the match, I was like, oh, they didn't ask me to do it. I kind of forgot you were also on it. Plus, you're here to do the homework for it. Probably best you did it. I probably would have made it lose.
It's okay.
Found a way.
At least you might not have misplayed like me.
How bad you do it?
The restander, you have to discard cards. Yeah.
Your hand was huge, anyways. I don't think it would have made the difference.
It might not have, but it's still the principle.
It could have made a difference.
That was a close game, by the way. For those who haven't watched the video, you should.
Yeah, it's really.
That was a very, very close game when two players pass it back to back without swinging their Vanguard because their deck is that low. Is quite hilarious.
I love Philip big braining, and then it's still coming out the way.
Well, see, I'm sometimes silly, and I will kill myself just to prove a point.
Juan and I have a history in our local tournaments. I think only once we haven't played each other, and I run Overdress. He runs Horny Jail. And yet it always comes down to cards and deck, no matter what.
We big brain each other. We're very like. Sometimes one of us or both of us will get greedy, and that's how we both get under the same bus.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to fix a problem that's annoying me really quickly. 1 second.
Okay, please do.
The autofocus keeps focusing in and out of you guys, and I'm like, no.
It's because I'm moving, isn't it?
We're going to manual focus, and it's staying on you guys.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing this today. I didn't shave or anything. I look like a homeless man. I crawled out of the streets.
I crawled out of bed 30 minutes ago, bud.
Well, your bed's not even 50 feet away.
Exactly. I literally crawled out of bed.
Onto this couch.
Just like crawled my way, almost literally out of my door.
You look more fresh than I do.
It's the coffee, bud. 10 p.m. coffee. It's a staple in my diet at this point.
All right, there we go.
Oh.
So let's talk about the other ones. Talk about Jules.
I haven't seen them.
Underwhelming.
You'll have to tell me everything.
Okay.
That's a good.
Did I dodge a bullet?
I'll talk about this one because I feel like this is the weakest one of all of them.
Yeah, very underwhelming.
So it plays off of 2 normal orders, a ruby and a sapphire. The ruby, both of these go to soul after you play them. The ruby is counterblast 1, draw 2, ditch 1, and the sapphire is +5 to a unit. And then your units do things whenever you play orders.
Is it great? The sapphire does it. What's its cost to do it? Is it free?
The sapphire is free. The ruby is a counterblast.
Oh, that's fair.
The Vanguard skill, you can Soul Blast one of the rubies to gain one of the skills depending on the ruby you Soul Blast. They're not once per turn for the skills. If you Soul Blast the ruby, you get +15 to the Vanguard. And if you Soul Blast the Sapphire, you get to look at the top 5 and call 2 and put the rest of the drop.
It all sounds very impressive.
And they get +5s.
In practice, it's very underwhelming compared to Dragon Girls, compared to Vampires.
Dragon Girls who were.
Vampires, too.
I didn't see the vampire matchup yet.
Oh.
It was archived on the channel, and I was at work. I'm like, ooh, I should watch this. And I'm like, I'll watch it later. It just didn't pique my interest as much. And then suddenly I'm like, ooh, Dragon Girls. I'm like, well,
So-
we passed priority on that other video.
I'll sum up the vampire one for you. You drive check, right?
Mhm.
Depending, if you drive check a ghost and you have an open front row circle, you can call that ghost to a rear guard circle and then give your vanguard an extra drive.
Oh, so it just replaces the drive.
It replaces the drive by calling it, and it keeps going drive check until you hit
So
triggers.
the strategy is swing Vanguard first with no front row rear guards. Have everything back.
No, because all the ghosts put themselves either to the top of your deck or to the bottom to your soul, so that you get 5 attacks.
After they attack,
So you're guaranteed
Oh,
the
so it
check
can
and
get up to
multi-attack.
5 attacks easy.
Yes.
Take over. It does a pretty good job. I don't think it's as effective as.
Well, 'cause the tragedy is
Other
the
decks.
winning cards stop the strategy, which are
Well-
winning cards are triggers.
Yeah, but the problem with the card yeah, that's pretty much it. Because like a lot of the ghosts don't gain a lot of power.
They're small. Well, it's kind of like in we remember this from V format, like Excel circles, like Excel 2 had a good plus side, but it only gave them +5 to help balance things out. And how we saw with the structure deck for the Bermudas, they all started like 3 and 5K, but they would get huge
Mm.
after you jump through all the right hoops.
It feels like watered down Bastion.
Yeah.
Bastion gets the multi attack. It's all but guaranteed it unless you hit the trigger, in which case you're still doing things. But
Which is funny because the Murakumo Fiend Clan selection literally is the same thing as this, but with Stealth Fiends. But I'm like, but in V Premium it's better because you have additional circles.
exactly.
Exactly. Like if this was V format, this deck would be great.
Yeah.
Like if this was an Excel deck, it would. Well,
Could-
heck, if it was even regular, like I'm for pastels,
Mm-hmm.
their grade 3 could make all the circles if you did it right. So you just like, oh, I'm gonna make an Excel 2 circle.
Cursed concept. That, but with the lyrical overtrigger.
See, lyrical overtrigger will help because they all get +10s on everything.
Mhm.
But see, that's what I was going to come to. I think Philip could have made the deck better because I can't remember how much he counterblast. But if he didn't counterblast a lot, he can put the order from the start deck that gives 5k to everything. So everything be coming in with an extra 5.
You're right.
So that could make the
Oh,
big
the
difference.
whale.
Big brain, a lot of experimentation.
Exactly.
That one I think has the most like it can grow pretty easily. Has all the cards for it been leaked already, or is there more?
I think there's like a couple of like rares and stuff
I
left
wonder
in
if
the
there's
set.
more stones. Maybe it could be like another stone.
I don't think so because a lot of the cards specifically state those stones that were leaked.
Oh, that's
So it's
tragic.
probably those just two.
If it had like a third stone, like a third option, that'd be cool.
And I think when they revealed the effects, like the summary of them, they
Boo,
said
why
2
food
precious
go
stones.
burr?
Oh, you're right. 2 precious stones.
So it's probably
They're
just
really
those.
smart to
Why
make
is
one
chat
for 1,
funnier
2,
than
and 3.
us?
Mm.
Is the chat funnier than us? I'm sorry.
The boo waifus go burr. The boo go
So-
burr. I like that.
The spooky soup.
So I'm gonna wrap this up with lyrical with this one question for you guys. What's your favorite build so far out of all
Dragons,
this? How been leaked?
knuckle
Dragons.
brawlers, baby.
Dragons.
Dragons.
The dragons do the best job.
You
I
do
think.
it
I
for-
also like.
You do it for dragon reasons.
Oh.
I'm doing it for I played knuckle brawlers.
You're right.
In Legion format.
I
That was
should
my
have
favorite deck.
I should have put my name on this list for the memes because I run dragons. I love dragons. This is dragon waifus. Should have done it. Didn't do it. I regret it, but it's fine. In like 3 to 4 months, I'll get my waifu.
He'll get the combination of everything in
Making
his
me
life
so
in one.
nervous. You had the coffee. I don't know if it's empty.
It's
or not.
empty now.
Oh, okay.
I drank an entire cup of coffee in about 10 minutes because I
That's
self care.
That's
Okay, here's what the question is. Not which one's your favorite. Rating from like high to low. Your favorite to the least favorite.
So currently that I know of, obviously dragons.
Yep.
The angels, the celestials. I love their silly like back and forth of white, dark wings, black wings, and white wings.
You know, the mechanic is cool. I do like the mechanic. I think that ties it with vampires for me.
I hadn't seen the vampires, so I can't give it an honest rating. But from what you said, yeah, it's pretty up there. So I guess with that in mind, I'd have to watch and see it play, knowing its weakness. I guess it'd be dragons, vampires, celestials. Like they're kind of tied for me. It's like a weird second, third. They could
Yeah,
alternate
exactly.
depending on the day.
Mm.
And then bottom of the list would be the crystals, the jewels. Was there
jewels.
another one I'm not thinking of? I hadn't watched the video.
Humans, the bouncy,
No,
Just
the
the
animals.
jewels.
the animals.
Oh, the Bermuda is the bounce deck, and then you have the cat girls.
The cat girls I didn't watch. That's the one that faced the ghost, right?
Yes,
I didn't watch that video.
cat girls is probably the second strongest one in the set.
Yeah.
If it
that's
wasn't
fair.
for Dragon Girls. Oh god.
Yeah,
If
cat,
it wasn't for Dragon Girls, Cat
'cause,
Girls would have had it.
that deck just puts so much hand.
Oh, it gets this almost the same hand advantage.
It gets it faster.
Oh,
I'll say it this way:
just not
everything
as
except for
scary
Jules was
of a
impressive.
attack. I'm guessing.
The draw power in Catgirls is more guaranteed.
Well, I guess the other question is like, does it hit as hard though? You
Yes
see, I
and
should have
no.
just done my homework like a good boy and watched our channel for just because we just support our own channel.
It-
but I got busy.
It hits mildly, but if you get the combo off, the Vanguard is a truck that you can't stop.
Oh, it's all on the Vanguard. It's Voltron. They formed Voltron, which is a
Everything
Catgirl.
can hit. It's that the Vanguard is a threat.
No, the Vanguard is almost near unguardable.
Really, does it have like guard restricts on?
So it has, you can't guard with Sentinels if you have 2 orders face down. Then you use the 1 order, it restands your rear guards, and then for every one restood, it gives you a Vanguard plus 10. And then there's also an order that you can play at the same time to give it another crit.
Oh, scary.
It comes in like a truck.
You need the fronts,
Yes.
and you need the over trigger.
Yes.
Okay, I can see the scare in that. You have to race them essentially.
Yeah, and they're getting 5 attacks while doing this.
So I'm not going to assume who won that matchup. I'm going to watch the video.
There you go.
Mm.
Good point.
But I have a gut feeling who won the matchup. So I guess knowing that, I guess the Catgirls would be a close second. Then.
I mean, if you want to really watch it, okay, don't watch that video. That's probably not a good example.
Oh, y'all's. Oh, did it not go off? Or did
Tomorrow,
you learn
I think
your
it's tomorrow's or the next video coming up is going to be the Jules versus Catgirls.
And that's when you did it proper.
That's when the deck did it proper because I did misplay the way that you play the orders, because you're supposed to activate them, then turn them face down, not turn them face down, then activate them. It matters because of the way one of the orders is worded.
One way is cheating.
Yes.
The other way is-
But
Okay, I will watch.
the newest videos coming up is play the right way, but I don't know if I would call that a match you want to. You'll just watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch. I always try to. Yeah, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, my list goes from Dragons, obviously number 1, the Mermaids 2, because I like the flexibility of the deck. It has most splashability with the others.
Correct.
Diversity.
It doesn't care about having specific cards. It's
Mhm.
just like call a card.
Exactly. Then Catgirls, then Celestials, then the
Vamps,
Vamps, and then
crystals.
Crystals.
That last.
Yes.
They're rock solid.
Philip, it's called being salty.
Jesus Christ. No. You'll understand. Philip.
Rock salt.
Poor Philip.
Philip. The salt.
He was editing when I got here earlier, and he showed me a little bit. I saw his when he activated that Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I won't say any more, so the other Peep fans
Yes.
can watch it for themselves.
Go
and-
watch it.
Go watch
What's
it.
not out yet. He's still well, as of
when you
right
can.
now.
Go watch the
I
channel.
mean,
Support
if
the
you're
channel anyway.
listening to this pre-recorded
Yes. Don't stop what you're doing now. Go watch that video, then come back.
and then realize how funny we see the situation.
Exactly.
But anyways, when should that video come out? Tomorrow?
If Philip is in here, he can comment, but I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow.
Well, from the sounds of it, it seemed like he finished editing.
If
not, he
not,
found
he's
a-
definitely done
He
tonight.
found a stopping point.
Exactly.
I'll let you know what he says.
Oh,
Speaking of stopping points, is a good segue to go to what I really want to talk about here. Starting Tuesday, official set 3 leaks.
I'm so excited.
we are.
Yeah.
And Tuesday, they confirmed we're getting Magnolia and Snow leaks.
I can wait.
It's okay.
I'll wait for mine.
But yeah, welcome back to Bane Booster season, boys. Getting
About time.
leaks.
I'm gonna be honest. It's been a dry spell for me.
It's been a dry spell.
I mean, I'm playing the most annoying deck out there, Snow, and it's also the most annoying and sometimes the worst because like everyone knows what you're up to. Secret's not out.
No.
You can't have.
or rather,
secrets
secret is out. Don't give them anything until after you've read your grade 3 the second time. Then you just go ham on them. They're so far behind at that point that they'll never catch up.
Well, you don't know.
that promo was so good. Like,
After set 3, we might not need to worry about that.
oh,
No.
Rossies! I mean, if that promo for the Volume 2 promo that's coming out for Horny Joe is any indication, I don't know if we're covering that or not, or if it's already.
I mean, it's already been covered, so we can talk
in
about
V-Time,
it.
yeah. It's on place. You bind the top card of their deck if it's a unit.
Oh, you imprison it.
Imprison it, just period. Sorry, I say bind, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. Go to Horny Jail, top card of your deck. Oh, the accident hit your over trigger. That would have been a shame for you to damage check that.
All I'm gonna say is every time I need something off the top of my deck, I get Trickstar instead. So you can have him. I'm gonna take him back.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be our luck. But the problem I'm having is the grade 2 lineup in the deck is so difficult because you have Lemon, the new one, you have the red one from set 1. That's really like pretty decent, and she's a good guard too. So it's really hard to run ratios when you're trying to have other cards of other grades in the deck. Especially when this one doesn't even have on hit pressure. It's just a 12 or it's just a 10k. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this. I knew we were going to have this problem. Like, eventually we're going to get so saturated with support that we're going to be really hard to deck build.
We're not used to this as Vanguard players.
Yes, we're not used to this as Vanguard players. But also, it's very fast. It's only set 2, and we're already like having issues with it. And then set 3 is just going to bring in like a whole new can of worms.
Yeah, we say issues like it's a problem. It's honestly a good thing that there's variety. We're just not used to it as Vanguard players at all.
It's a problem I can appreciate as someone who take what am I calling it? Dress casual. I run 4 of everything that's overdress. I run 4 of the order that lets me ditch an order dress and draw 2. The rest of it's triggers and Trickstar. I literally can't change anything without basically completely removing a card for Expector, which is cool if he's good.
Is that the new guy's name?
Oh, he looks good. He looks great. I hope he's as good as he looks, because if he's not, I have a problem.
He should. I mean, he looks bad. He's got extra set of legs. He should be good.
Here's the thing. Every Dragon Girls, Dragon Wives are up here. Everything else is kind of right here right now, unless you're down here.
Beast Girls is as close as it gets because it has the on-hit pressure, or it's the Vanguard. You can't protect yourself pressure.
Yeah.
We need cards that bring some of the other decks up here, too.
Because that deck be broken. I will say this, though. I don't know what Magnolia needs.
Correct. It's in a nice place right now.
So that's the weird part, is I don't know also what we can move. Like, I know things you can move, but I don't, if they have cards that replace those cards, I feel like you're going to make the deck
very niche to a certain kind of opponent.
No, not even that. Like, I feel like you're going to get to the point to where you're setting the power bar a little higher.
The power creeps always happens in every card game.
I know it does, but at the same time, like,
That's why, like you said, you have a dress casual, which is technically a casual deck, but it's kicked a lot of my other decks' butt just because of just unrelenting force. If you can't stop it, like my Horny Gel deck will kick it into the dirt because it's just its natural nemesis. But every other deck, it gives a run for its money because it's just like, well, you're not touching my rear guard, so I'm just going to steamroll you.
It's less a food chain and more a food web.
I'm more excited for Space Gray Dora.
Oh yeah,
for
because
set 3, I have like vivid dreams at night of how great this card will be. I'm just obviously joking, but I don't have dreams like that. Hopefully, not that I would confess to, of course. But like, I'm so excited for the potential of another deck for
Brent
Gate, exactly. I'm so happy because I'm loving Orphis. I'm loving Horny Jail. I'm very excited for both, and now we get another person. I'm so happy.
I'll go ahead and acknowledge that I like the diversity that every boss has. Because like Dragon Empire, it has a lot of the normal Dragon Empire stuff, but
and Overlord.
No deck. We're not going to talk about Overlord, okay?
He's like the weird cousin.
It does things, which is nice. They do different things, is what I meant to say, and that's very nice. The same with Stoicheia. Nothing in there does the exact same role. We're getting at least a splash, but for the most part, everything does something different. As long as it continues with the 3 new ride lines we're getting, I'm happy. I also don't think that the main structure decks need any more super big focus from these. Like the starter decks.
Yeah, somebody in the comments, I think it was Chow, said that he hopes that they only get any triple rares, just get double rares and lower. Like, they've already gotten enough triple rares.
Oh, like from like Horny Jail, if it's getting support. Yeah. I agree too. Because
I'm definitely getting a triple rare.
The triple rare should be reserved for the new red lines, and probably some stuff that other decks possibly need.
Like, because it'll be a weird thing of where they'll have to like turn the valve off for the other decks that have gotten support from sets 1 and 2 to help the other ones catch up. And then they'll both be at a point where they're getting the same amount of support in each set.
Because look at it this way. Eugene deserves a triple rare because he got shafted out of a triple rare last set. And then I feel like if you're going to support Overlord in this set, you should probably give it at least one triple rare.
I don't think. I think if they're going to do specifically for the, what are they called?
Oh, encounters?
The encounters. They just shouldn't get more support. Vanilla support will still find a place in those decks.
Yes.
If they have a dedicated core you can't mess with, leave them. Give the support to Hexa Orb. And
Hexa Orb and Eugene deserve it.
Eugene needs a threat. It's good, but it needs a threat.
It needs a finisher because like
It
the
needs a threat to
Triceratops
stop-
is as
yeah.
close as it gets.
Yeah, you need more than crit pressure on the Vanguard.
Because that's just one threat. None of the real
Plus,
guards
he's
are
not
a
even
problem.
super big either. He only gets plus 10k when he uses his ability and the crits. And the crits can stack, which is cool. But like, oh, perfect card. Cool. There went all the pressure. And then you hit the overtrigger, and you're like, well, pressure's back, baby. But that's a one of. You can't rely on that every game. Although if you talk to our friend Ryan, he tends to find that almost every game. he kicked my butt in one tournament doing that. He went game back to back, went like, overtrigger. Overtrigger. I almost want to say he was cheating, but he soul charged a lot too. You can't fake that stuff. I play Dark States. I know. I play Barrel Magnus. You can't cheat that stuff. It just either happens or it doesn't.
The deck's vibing, my man.
It vibing.
But
Vibing.
but it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle it though, because they can either support encounters, which I honestly highly support. It's just they don't,
Exactly.
or they can just give everything and then start deck another triple rare.
We know that we're getting
As like their one
Godfather
support.
Dragon. We're getting
See,
Space Gridora and
I-
Derpstorm. I
Derpstorm.
forgot about Derpstorm. I might
Derpstorm.
pick up Derpstorm.
I already
I'm feeling Aquaforce vibes.
I already getting Derpstorm, so
But like,
so we can.
we'll talk. But
Brother.
I think that we're hitting an issue where the triple rare support needs to go to Eugene. It needs to go to Hexa Orb. Bastion is already at the point where anything you release is just an option.
Correct, because
At best.
the deck.
Bruce just hit that point too. Bruce is
Yep, like
a
Bastion met its almost near peak after set 1. Set 2 just solidified it by giving it a double rare it needed really good. That grade 3. Like, because its triple rare is like, you don't need this
So I gotta tell you now, there's a high chance it's gonna be triple rare. You know why? Because I know how Bushy Road likes to handle sets and how they like to do
Paladins.
distribution of rarities and stuff.
yeah.
Paladins.
No, not your paladins.
Paladins.
Who's the cover guard?
Oh, I'm getting a triple rare. We know.
I know,
this.
but it's not fair to give one of the big five a triple rare, not the rest.
Oh, so
Well,
you're saying.
it's less the triple rare fairness and more. I mean, we already know what a triple rare is going to be
Yes.
for each nation, but there are decks that are going to get left behind without getting that triple rare level support. It doesn't have to be a triple rare. A really good double rare will do it, but Eugene needs it. Eugene is going to fall behind hard.
It's already
without
falling behind. So.
Exactly. It can only fall so far.
Yes. Before you
Eventually, it'll hit the ground at the bottom of the ladder.
wait, you tell me you can get Bulwo, Phantom Blaster Dragon?
We'll see. Again, generic support might do that.
I have a prediction. I think Alchemagic might not get a triple rare.
I mean, I don't
Because
think.
it got so much good support in set 2, I could see it taking a set off.
I mean, honestly, those three that are getting new red lines, those 3 nations, I honestly don't see the secondary waves of being like. I don't see Eugene or not Eugene, but I don't see
Godfather Dragon.
no, I don't see. God, what was the other Dark States deck? Oh, Bear Magnus. I don't see
Magnolia or Hexa Orb.
Nozorga, and I don't see Orphis getting support in this set. If not
Orphis
big,
got so much good support though, like he can handle it.
so did Zorga. Zorga got really good support.
Well, yeah, Orf, that weird place where you have options already after set 2. So I could see it taking a rarity set off. It just gets more generic, like rares and double rares, just
Exactly.
to like help push it over.
Mm-hmm. Like I feel like Bear Magnus could use a triple rare, but
I would like it to. I'm not counting on it.
exactly.
The deck's already in a weird place, so I need to play with mine more because like it's got options. Whether they're all good or not is very up to debate. Because we have the worst. We got the worst triple, or was it? No, it was a double rare that had an SP variant. The edgy.
Oh,
boy.
the countercharger guy.
Is he? Yeah, he is a countercharger. I forget. His
Oh,
effect's
yeah.
just so awful that I don't run him. You have to discard a card and it's an on hit. Oh, it's so bad. There's like the grade 2s are already so set in that deck, you don't run him because he's 4 of the triple rare, 4 of the girl from set 1.
It's
Best
very
cards.
interesting because the way that the decks are set up, some of the decks have trouble getting good support because it can be a good card, but because of the deck's mechanic,
It's bad.
it's bad.
Correct.
Look at the triple rare that came for Bastion in set 2. A good card, in theory, but Bastion doesn't want it. It's an option at best.
Also, another fun fact that you can do is I consider Barra Magnus's triple rare as a generic triple rare, not made for you, like specifically for him. So some triple rares in set 3 could be generic, and Barra Magnus might actually get a legit triple rare.
That's an option. We also don't know what the boss units are going to do yet. There's a possibility that the already existing generic cards are going to be just amazing in these decks. Like it's
If the translation for the effect of, or not translation, but the summary of the effect for Godfather Dragon is true,
taking in your
taking in that new triple rare that Darkseid's got for Barra Magnus in,
he is
and then using
generic.
his effect again in Soul to
boost his power even
Yeah.
more. Yeah, exactly. That could be terrific in that deck, whereas it's just meh in Barra Magnus.
exactly.
I honestly, while I'm running the deck, the deck's already pretty counterblast heavy because like because you take as little damage as you can because you have to survive. Because you're playing a glass cannon that has almost no hand half the time, and so you preserve as much as you can. And half the cards you're preserving need counterblast, and your commander. Sorry, I played Magic earlier this evening. Your Vanguard always needs a counterblast every turn for you to put on the pressure. If you take a turn off after you have 10 cards in Soul, you're going to start losing because they are not scared anymore, and they'll take a turn off like, oh, I'll take a hit, and you're like, well, I wish I could have done that with the effect. That would have been cool.
You've lost to me that way before.
Correct. Like if you take a turn off because you like, I lost a game, and I'm pretty sure I know why. I took a defensive over trigger, and it didn't give me the counter charge I needed. And you're just like, oh, I'll just go after your rear guards. I'm like, yep, this is what I asked for. Because like the triple rare that came out that's has a soul ability, he has a really good rear guard ability of just on attack. If I'm attacking the Vanguard, soul charge, it just helps you climb. And then if he's in your hand, he's a good hit into soul through the ride line ability for the grade 2 when he's rode upon. Because he'll do something in the soul. Will you do it? Maybe. Like if you're in a surplus of damage, then yeah, it's more pressure because 23 double critical sounds a little scary when you say 33 double critical.
It's a perfect guard either way for me, but yeah, you're right.
Right. It's just like one's a perfect guard. It's like that's the feeling I have about him is it's still a perfect card. They didn't use any more cards. I just used one more counterblast. So like as much as I love the guy, I'm almost like might want to. I'm wondering if the ride line grade 2 is almost better because he soul charges 2 when you call him. It's also a counterblast, but at least you're progressing.
Fair.
But it's 2 for 1, and it's maybe you don't have to counterblast for you're going to have to counterblast when called.
Here's a fun option. Barra Magnus can maybe get win discarded card skills.
That would be helpful.
That would be fantastic. It would make all the iffy cards from the set, like the New Order. I love what it does. It is just very costly if you top deck it. You could be like, oh, every option's bad. That's why I almost hated the ride line when it first came out because I just wasn't sure of how well that would go for me because it's like, like if you protect yourself early and you have no hand because you just exhaust your resources to try to soul charge and you're like, oh, ride grade 3. Well, I have to put this only card in my hand in my soul. I have no option. It's not a May. It's boom, draw soul charge. You're very top decky in that build sometimes, and it's scary.
I can see that.
And if you're trying to make it to where you don't have to be top decky, you will not get to 15 very quickly. Because when you get to 15, that's where the fun begins, and your opponent starts crying constantly because they can't keep a board ever. You make the scary deck known as Bruce cry. Because they can't keep a board. Overdress, cry. Bruce, cry. They can't keep their board. I mean, even a Catter Sanctuary. Oh, you gave them a bunch of soul, but they have to rebuild their board from scratch. Because, I have resist. It doesn't matter. I'm in your whole board, baby. Slap.
The only potential counter Dragon Empire has to that at all is Eugene is an ace.
Eugene, thank you for all my resources.
And Urger. Urger is your only comeback in Overdress against Barrow Magnus once it hits 15. Otherwise, you've lost.
Urger,
Okay.
go burger.
I like this.
Burger.
I like this comment. I don't know if he's being legitimately or just being sarcastic saying it, but does Barrow Magnus have countercharge?
Yeah, you're right. The only one people actually know about is the grade 2 from set 1, because after attacks, if you have 10 or more in soul, she goes to soul and you countercharge. She is the best card in the deck, hands down.
She's your
because
best
she
friend.
is on hit pressure. They do not want to give you a free counter soul charge. You'll guarantee get one after your attacks after you're at 10, which is easy. It's pretty. You should be able to easily get to 10. It's getting to 15 efficiently within 1 to 2 extra turns. Because at that point, you're just top decking, hoping you get as much soul charge as you can for every card you
Blocking
draw.
that grade 2 is the difference between leaving you at 14 or letting you get to 15 before your Vanguard swing.
Correct. And I had a game I was playing with someone where I can't remember who I was playing against, and I'm just like, boom. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm like, cool. Boom. Swing Vanguard, 15. Like, oh. Yep, you just let it happen. It was just enough.
Man.
Here we are, attacking your field.
It's officially the point where when he plays Barrow, I ask him on grade 2, hey, what's your soul at so I can count for the rest of the game?
Correct. Because I've had games where if you get like a brother's soul on your turn 1, your opponent's turn 0, you're already at like 5 cards in soul. Yeah, we're going on a tangent about this. I get it. You're giving me that look.
You know what else likes being at 15 cards in soul?
My mom. Oh, Shahar.
Well, not in soul, but in bind.
Yes, transitions. We're so good at them. And that's the best part. I've been waiting for this.
I'll talk about Expector in next episode. We're fine.
Oh, go ahead and throw it in real quick, and then we'll get it.
Oh, yeah. I got to rant. You get to rant.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This will be a rant for sure. The only thing I really want to bring up is Dragon Empire needs a lot of very generic support. Because I love the promo, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, is Blaze Maiden that goes, rest 3 Blaze Maidens, give your front row plus 10k. Excellent card. None of the Blaze Maidens are worth running. Not unless you have a deck dedicated to Urger, which lets you get him out consistently, but that's it.
Hopefully, stretch your deck coming.
But that's Blaze Seal Maiden. I have my
It says
my
Blaze
doubts.
Maiden. You just gotta like do this with your ears real quick
Heavy
when they
breathing.
say the middle part.
Look, I'm waiting to know what that deck does. Very patiently, if you ask certain people. But Expector is what I want to know what it's going to do. Because that decides whether or not you can even run anything that's not Overdress. Because it uses the original dress, according to its own description. Does that mean I put Trickstar on top and Trickstar goes burr? Or does it mean I can re-overdress something that's under it? Because if that's the case, Arcs is staying at a 4 for the rest of time. Otherwise, I'm going to get rid of it. I don't need 8 Pot of Greeds in the deck. But
What does Pot of Greed do? It's a joke. Keep going. Sorry. I'm
anyway,
in strike zone, I know.
it's Overdress runs the risk of being a very limited structure in what you can run in it. That's why I want to know what Expector is going to do. I want to know if there's diversity or if it's literally just
Overdress Gober.
yeah. Like, is this 2 attacks? Is it, oh, I put a Valiant on top after you chose not to block Expector. Go burr. And then Valiant goes burr again.
I'm gonna laugh if it just goes, hey, I'm gonna get an Expector into a Trickstar, and then I'm gonna swing a Trickstar into an Urger, and then I'm gonna
I remembered the name of that card we were talking about earlier.
Oh.
Cleave Muddler.
Cleave Muddler.
I have him SP. Guess how much the SP goes for?
$2.
Exactly.
God, I called it.
Wow. It is so
I mean,
bad.
it
It
is
is
a $2
worth less
card.
than the box toppers.
You're right.
That's
You know what's also worth less than some of the box toppers? The triple rare from the Alchemagic deck.
Yep.
I pulled one. I bought a pack for funsies the other week, just to get a drink at our shop, because there's like when you use your card, there's a minimum purchase
Yes.
amount, and I'm like, oh, I'll get a pack. All right, let's see what happens. I pulled the triple, like, oh, a triple rare. And I look at it, I'm like, you're not even $2, bro. Why? Why?
I remember when I traded it off, and I traded it off for about $40.
Oh, that's the SP.
Was it SP?
No, the one I'm talking about is just the triple rare.
Okay.
Yeah, the SP, they'll hold value. But they're though, to be fair, I did the same thing today to buy a drink, and I got the SP Blaster Dark. So, full circle, baby.
Full circle.
It makes it good luck. I don't need the card, so I'm going to get rid of the card. I got a friend who wants the card, so we'll get rid of it. Yeah.
Sell it. If
So-
they get an SP Urger, let me know.
So
It's
back
SP
to
burgers.
vehicle installation.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Let you rant on about Ragey.
Oh,
Wow, I mean,
I need to look it up again.
so I'm just gonna go and start us off by talking about vehicle installation in general. Wow, they really just decided to just like open the can of worms and say, "All right, we know this format's broken. Let's just make everything broken."
Yeah, I've said multiple times. That's how I feel about Vimium.
Because I feel like
I love it.
Vimium.
That's a term.
Oh, I know.
I feel
I don't hear it often.
So I feel really bad for premium format, like straight premium, because I'm sitting here looking at how ridiculous V premium is looking, and I'm like, dude, this whole format's just like so nutty. And then I'm like, yeah, now imagine adding a G zone to this. Just how nutty that whole format will be.
But I'm sorry, I had to look at it again. I saw it the other day.
But Reiji, yeah, he works off of how many cards are in bind, and you soul blast from your soul to put things in bind if you have 10 or less in soul.
bind face down.
Yes, bind
which is
face down.
important.
Yes, because the grade 1, I don't think binds face down, which is important too. Right?
I think you said it does.
It doesn't.
Doesn't? I don't know.
I think it just says bind. I don't think it binds it face down. But
Anyways.
yeah, so if you have 5 or more in bind face down, it gets a continuous +5 in on your opponent's turn. If you have 10, it gets a drive and +10. And then if you have 13?
Oh,
think
I
it's
just realized I'm stupid.
Well,
Just realized its first ability is not once a turn.
yeah.
Oh, God.
You just keep soul blasting.
Yeah, and then you just full charge to fill it back up,
And you
look at
keep
the 15,
going.
like, wow, that's dumb.
Yeah, that deck
you
really
won't have
dumb.
a deck by the end of it, but
You're going to kill him before you
you're
deck
gonna
out.
kill him real good. Oh man, he is so stupid. I love him. I as y'all know, I have a heart boner for Bladewing Rage. I played him in G format because I love the bastard. I remember when we went to Atlanta one year, and I picked an SP up while I was there. I remember at the hotel the night we got there was a guy in the lobby who was also there for the tournament.
Mhm.
I traded for a copy of Reiji from his binder. It was like an original Reiji. I'm like, I wanted to build I want to finish the deck, and then I got to the event the day of, and the booth had one SP. I'm like, oh, it's still pretty cheap. I'm gonna get that sucker because I love this guy. Oh, it was a fun deck.
Oh, back
It
to
was
the
bad.
Back to
It
the
was
because I have something I want to add to this because I just it popped into my head. I was like, oh my god, about the straight premium and how they broke it. So if you get to, I think it's 13, it gets an extra 10k and a crit, 2 crit. Sorry, becomes a 3 crit, triple driving, 37.
Let me
And then if you have 15 or more,
yeah, sorry, it's 10 or more during your turn. This unit gets power 10,000, critical 2. It's only 10.
oh my god,
10 or more.
oh my
It's
god,
5, 7, 10. That is stupid. If it was 13, it'd be a little bit more fair because 13 is actually was the magic number for Shaharit,
yeah.
which I love. This is like a weird like reverse deck
But then again, you technically have to soul
Yeah.
charge 20.
because like you can't play Shaharit and this at the same time. They don't
Yeah.
work together. But it'd be weird if you're just like, I'm playing Shaharit, and then you just drop Reiji, and you're like, all right, time to finish. Just blast out the soul, and then you just go.
But I was just thinking about Reiji though, like that to get to 10, right? You got a soul blast to put a card from your soul face down, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
Soul Blast one for the cost.
Yes.
So every 2 cards
Yes.
gets you there.
But so technically, having 10 in bind is technically soul charging 20.
Jesus. Okay, I just have
Correct,
to bring attention to
'cause-
this. The way Chow spelled Vimium in chat caused me physical pain. Thanks for that.
Yum.
Vimium.
But
Ugh.
yeah, if you get to 15, you're probably winning because you're dealing 2 damage immediately to your opponents.
Yeah, that's it.
Shoot.
So your opponent's at 1 damage. Cool. Well, I'm at magical 15. Here's 2 damage, and then if my Vanguard's connecting, there's another 3 damage, not including triggers. So I'm gonna crit you. You take 6 damage.
Oh look, I'm running the overtrigger.
No.
I would say GG Nori, but it's VV Nori because it's V format.
So you want to hear how this gets really dumb? Blade Wing Reiji, the reincarnation one.
Yes.
So you ride it after you do the whole 2 damage and then swing again.
Like, I'm so glad my boy's back on the map. But
And
like,
oh, is he?
of a whole format too late though, because I'm like very into overdress. Like my dark state stack's not even like in sleeves; it's in my binder, being like preserved.
Yeah.
But now I'll have to put it back together to try this out.
Castile.
One for the channel. Yeah, Castile. Yeah, it's
Castile
and
Strike.
we're not talking about that. It gets so dumb and generic. We're not touching. No, stop. I'm not going to be part of this. As a Dark States player, I'm not going to do it. I didn't even mess with the Castile Stride because by that time I wasn't playing G anymore.
I know, but I'm
we
saying,
already knew V was coming, so we just kind of dipped out.
But Castile Stride literally says this plus some other effect.
Yeah.
Oh
stupid.
my
It's
god.
stupid. I mean, but to be fair though, because Castile, doesn't the Stride need so many cards in Soul to work?
No, you just soul charge. For every time you soul charge, your whole front row gets power +2, I think. But then when you activate the ability, you go through your deck, pick out 2 cards, put them into your soul, and it gets both the effects until the end of turn.
Yep. You put the Reiji Rebirth one.
Yeah.
And then you put
New Reiji.
New Reiji, so you can get the Rebirth. Does the Rebirth? I can't remember. Do you need a certain number of soul cards?
I think it's 15 in soul.
Well, then you can't do both.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because the new one, I think they were at least smart about this to prevent that from going nuts.
Fair.
It's like, okay, you can't have all things. That's why it's bind face down. Because imagine if it wasn't. Just imagine in this weird universe where Vanguard was absolutely stupid. Because this would be the card to end all cards if it didn't say bind face down.
Wait, I wonder if you can get 2 Blade Wing Reiji effects. Just take 4 damage on swing.
Oh, can you double stack?
I don't know if you can, but if you could, that'd be stupid.
Maybe the guys still say different names.
I can't remember how Castile's worded. I don't have my phone because
Well,
of reason.
the chat's a person. They
Yeah,
can
the chat somebody will probably say it because it's been floating around along. So what about let's talk about the others. Let's talk about Giraffa.
Oh,
the
I
Megalon guy.
didn't actually read it.
So-
it must have been today.
So he counterblasts. I think he counterblasts. Actually,
Y'all
I've got
stopped
Discord.
in our personal group chat as friends for the channel. Y'all stop putting leaks on there, so I can't keep up.
Fair.
I don't know the websites y'all use
Okay,
for
It's
leaks.
been-
I'll start posting them again. so
Yeah, I
you
was about to
can
say
keep
it's been
up. I
going
got
pretty
you.
fast. I'll read the grade 1 up so that way you can be caught up on
I
everything.
was only able to see Reiji because of Facebook. It's
So-
just like it found its way in my chat.
That's how you found out?
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, I know. I'm slow. I found out the day of, which was convenient, but
You were lucky, bud.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was. It was very.
Okay, so grade 1 for Megalon. Auto, when this unit is placed, discard a normal unit from your hand. Search your deck for up to one Giraffa card that's a different grade than the discarded unit. Add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So basically, it's a grade 3 searcher if you discard the grade 2. Auto costs Soul Blast 1 less for each of your opponent's rested rear guards in the same column as this unit. When placed from rear guards, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. So if your opponent has 2 rested units, it's just basically on place, draw a card. Grade 2 is Auto Vanguard rear guard once per turn. When it attacks, counterblast 1 to get power plus 5k for each of your opponent's rested rear guards until the end of turn. If your opponent has 1 or less standing rear guards, you draw a card. And then continuous rear guard. All of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as the unit cannot be intercept or move to another rear guard circle. And then the big boy himself, Auto, when it attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, put a rear guard into your soul, make your opponent choose 2 cards from their hand and call them to rear guard circles as rest. Those units cannot stand during the next stand phase and their abilities don't activate.
That's interesting. It's back to the roots of control like Megaclone used to be.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Then continuous Vanguard. During the turn, this unit gets power plus 5 for every different Giraffa in your soul. If you have 2 or plus different Giraffas in your soul and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, it becomes a base of 2 crit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good
That's
actually.
2 crit, gets the plus 5 for each different one, and 2
Eight-
cards out of hand. Just
correct.
This one.
And
fine.
I mean, if my memory serves, unless you're playing Shahara at V format, you don't have like the biggest hand in the world. It's not like in like Overdress and Overdress. I've noticed is you get a good number of cards in hand all the time.
But the grade
You
2...
always have like
Unless
5
you're
to
playing Overdress, yes.
Actually,
Yeah, you're a different animal. Unless you're playing Pot of Greed on crack. Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed.
let me tell you this deck's going to have a lot of hand. Because the grade 2 Giraffa is on Vanguard rear guard every time it attacks. If your opponent has 1 or less standing rear guards, you draw a card. And it gains power for every rested unit.
A draw engine's always nice because I remember like when we first saw the leaks of what it would be for MegaCon, and like draw wasn't even good back then. And now it's like, okay, we crack cocaine sprinkled onto it, so it's gonna be actually pretty good.
Grand Blue seems fun.
Oh, what'd they get?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta explain to you everything. That's right.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Welcome to the reading.
They got the Legion.
Reading corner.
They got the Legion from back in the day.
Ooh, wait,
The Red Legion.
Oh, the pirate.
Yeah, the Pirate Legion. Yeah.
I remember that.
So they got Sea Stroll and Banshee. When it's placed on Vanguard, you get to search your deck for a card and put it in draw. Yeah. And then at the rear guard at the end of the battle that attacked or boosted, if you can discard 2 cards from the top of your deck. If one or more trigger units were discarded this way, retire this unit and draw a card. The grade 2 says if your Vanguard is the grade 3 on in drop zone, when your grade 3 attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, retire a rear guard to draw a card and call this card to a front row rear guard.
I want to draw attention to what you guys asked earlier while I'm looking at it. Gestiel Stride says to just put 2 cards in Soul and get the skills so double ragey.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Take 4 damage.
That is the game on the spot.
Yeah.
You've not made it to that point without 2 damage.
Yeah.
Holy yeah. So if Gasteel doesn't get banned in that format,
yeah.
Premium go burr.
Oh yeah, and then
sucks to be you guys.
And then its other skill is continuous rearguard guardian circle. This unit cannot be attacked, and it gets power +5 shield for every 3 trigger units in your draw. Yes, we're hearing Grand Blue say they won't triggers and drop.
Yeah, well, it
It's
makes
inevitable.
it makes the downside of milling yourself worth it now.
And then the Vanguard itself, the big guy, continuous Vanguard during your turn. For every 3 trigger units in your drop zone, all your front row units get power +5. And then auto Vanguard once per turn. When your grade 2 is placed on rearguard during your turn, you can Soul Blast 1 to mill 2 cards and activate all trigger effects if the cards got milled.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
That's pretty good. Yeah, not gonna lie, that's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
This is why I stopped playing.
That's why I stopped playing.
Well,
I stopped after they nerfed my boy Gurgwit, okay? Like, when they told me
go Bergie.
Gurgi go at fastest after.
After
said.
the
Yeah.
neutering.
Oh boy, did they!
Trying to think if there's any other ones that would be fun. Oh yeah, the new Batama guy.
He's cool. I like that.
He's
What's he look like? Is he like a samurai looking?
yeah,
guy?
he's the one who has like the samurai dark sword thing.
Old man,
Yes,
grandpa sword.
grandpa sword.
Go burr.
It's gonna stick. Grandpa sword.
That's a really big attack when you hit it.
You gotta read me the thing.
I don't think I need to read the other ones, just the Vanguard skill for this one. Because the other ones are more like a weird pseudo ride line.
Oh, okay.
His skill is auto Vanguard. When an attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose an opponent's rearguard, return it to their hand until the end of battle. This unit gets power +5k +1 drive. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or plus, they have 1 or less cards in their hand. It gets an additional +10k and +1 crit. So it becomes a extra 31 drive, 1 crit. Or 20, I mean.
That's pretty good. I don't have to hit your rear guards.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit you
And then the guys are
And
going to
go-
bounce everything. Because you know all the bounce effects that Nubatama had. For
a
a lot.
lot.
And then auto Vanguard, when your opponent with normal this is so stupid. When your opponent with normal call a unit normal unit is placed on rear guard during their turn. If your opponent has 4 or more cards in their hand, they choose a card and discard it.
Ew. So if you're superior calling, then you're good.
No.
No,
When you
it's-
call a normal unit,
Oh wow. Oh, that's stupid.
When your
I
normal
pointed
unit
that out on
is
beat
what-
time.
Yeah.
It's a threat. Nothing is safe from having only 4 cards to guard with.
Oh, lordy, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
On top of the fact that it's going to come in with crit and a drive check, that's
At least Grandpa would be like, well, I wanted this in my graveyard anyways.
see, I love this because this and premium is not choice restricted like Jimmy Congo. So you can play this with Rene, swing with Rene, eat their hand away, Pass the turn. You're gonna try to swing back. Cool. Start discarding cards, please. Down to 4. It's gonna come back to my turn. Cool. I'm gonna run you again. Like the good old days before the choice restriction. Because, Bushiroad likes to screw premium over.
Yeah, they're really saying, all right, they're not leaving the format. What do we do? Yeah, so and they just throw in these awful things. They throw these awful lions into the den to like eat the rest of the players in the formats just so they go into overdress. It's like, we're also playing that format. Calm down, Bushi.
I feel like I found the words yesterday while I was talking to someone about this. The way I see premium is everything is fun, but because everything is fun, there is no fun in the format.
Correct. The fun has stretched so thin, it's not actually recognizable as fun.
Well, it's like you get one shot of fun, and then you're getting 3 punches to the face for every shot you had.
You know what? I feel like this is a good point to bring this up. It reminds me a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep.
Where everything's good all the time.
Yes.
But if it's not new, it's not good enough.
Exactly. But the problem is they're supporting everything at once, so everything's on this like busted level.
Correct. Like
We'll
unlike
talk about this later, but I only just found out what Dragoon did. Holy shit!
Yeah.
No. That thing's stupid.
Yeah.
We can never hit that point in Vanguard. I'll leave.
There's like very few ways to deal with that card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I play with a bot online. The bot plays that deck and it kicks my butt. The only games I've won if I had the absolute answer for it or it bricked on its first turn.
That's exactly that's kind of why I don't touch premium, is because it's very much like that. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this looks fun.
But then
I would not enjoy playing it because of the format.
The other person's not enjoying it either.
You realize that as much fun as your opponent you're having, your opponent's going to have just as much fun on their turn. That's the that makes their turn your worst turn. It's like, oh, you get to do the stupid stuff too? Oh, my bad. I didn't want this.
That's why I like Overdress. Like,
Oh my god.
I run Nirvana. Nirvana is a very
dumb
weak
things. What's going on?
I love that comment, Linkfoot. The X. I don't have a hand.
It's great for that one thing.
That's the hard counter.
You fool! I used the hand to kill the hand.
I forgot what I was saying.
I used my hand to kill your Vanguard.
I like that in Overdress. I run Overdress in such a way that I draw 4 2/6 cards in a turn. You don't know what's in my hand, and that's fine. I'm going to use them all next turn anyway. At least I'm having fun.
Oh my god! Just imagine, because technically overdressing is considered like a normal call. Overdress discard. Overdress discard. Overdress discard.
I'd weep tears of actual blood. I already don't have resources, bud. My field is a resource I need to manage. Don't make this harder on me.
Okay, back to the leaks, because I want to catch Lawn up on everything. OTT. It's Tsukiyomi support.
Okay, I did see the images. I didn't read them.
You only need to know about the grade 3. So the grade 3 literally says continuous in the trigger zone. This card is regarded as a trigger unit instead of a normal unit. Auto, when this card is revealed for a drive check, choose one of your vanguards until the end of turn. It gets power plus 10,000 and then costs counterblast 1 and gets a crit.
It's not too much to ask. Can I see her?
Oh, yeah. Let me try to do this without crashing something. Can you see it up there at the top?
That's a wonderful
Barely, but yeah.
I'll show you later.
It's Tsukiyomi. I mean, it's not much. So it's just lady with lots of ornaments.
And then the other cards are basically ways to fix your
lots of
Tsukiyomi
ornaments.
ride chain.
Huh?
The other cards are basically ways to fix your ride chain for your Tsukiyomi.
Despite it already having a ride line.
Yeah.
More ride line.
Ancient Dragons is fun.
You told me about the disparity of it not working with the other Ancient Dragons.
Yes, but it's still fun regardless, because it's definitely old school Tachi, and it's beautiful. When this unit attacks from Vanguard or is rode upon, cost counterblast 1, retire 2 rear guards, get an imaginary gift, excel, and draw a card.
Deck go burn.
Choose a card from your hand, call it to a rear guard, then choose 2 of your units, and they get power plus 5 and it's in the turn.
Oh,
That's just the first effect.
Is that a once per turn?
No.
Oh God.
So you can literally ride on it, get the effect, and then swing and get it again.
So you get twice a turn, easy.
Then auto rear guard once per turn. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, Put the top card of your deck face down as an equip gauge on this unit. All of the other ones, I think, have the same effect of
Yes,
where
they
you
all
drive
get that
check,
bonus.
you get equip gauges.
Oh,
It's a very good way to deck out unintentionally, but Tachi go burr.
If they did, you don't have to worry about decking.
Exactly. You kill them there.
It's funny how we're repeating ourselves of like everything is like, oh, that's dumb. If
Uh-huh.
they're dead, it doesn't
That's
matter.
It doesn't matter.
Everything
Every-
is dumb.
Everything's getting cranked up to 11. Correct.
No, everything is past 11.
Yes.
We're at like
Well past
We're
11.
like-
We're in 15, 16 territory right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say.
Rage's high, like closer to 18.
He's like a 20 easy.
What are we? What's
Sorry, Gastille like
With
premium
Gastille,
format.
he
It is.
hits
It's like
20.
a solid 20 of stupid. Oh, you just won now. Got it.
and as of recording this, we're getting Genesis tomorrow. I
Yeah.
can't remember what they said.
I
Genesis
think they
did.
have like the like the goddess stuff.
I think it is something with goddesses.
From what I'm seeing.
Oh, I remember now. I remember. It's doing something whenever they're damage checked.
Oh,
Cool.
so they have more defense.
They had them have like super defense.
defense.
The wall.
Defense. Which, depending on how it's worded, was gonna be really fun with Fenrir. I'm just gonna stack this on my deck. I hope it says if this is damage check, your opponent takes a damage.
Ooh.
That at this point, it's believable after seeing everything in this set.
If Ragey can do what he's doing.
Yeah, just I'm gonna take damage. Oh, cool. So are you. We're both gonna die together.
There was the one meme I noticed with Ragey talking about the Schwarzschild dragon. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's a hard counter to deck. Yeah, it's like no one's playing that.
You have to run it for it to be a hard counter,
Plus,
first of
they're
all.
losing anyways. They're playing Schwarzschild dragon.
You know what's scaring me more than anything? Think about that now, because you brought up a point. That's Link Joker. We haven't seen Link Joker yet, and it's more fun.
What if Schwarzschild did get it? What if? Oh, Philip would be so pissed off because it's not Messiah.
But
No.
I would be super happy because I love Schwarzschild, just aesthetically.
Oh, aesthetically, I think he's cool.
That's the problem, though.
Fantastic.
We already know what it is.
Oh, what is it? I wasn't paying.
It's supporting more lock mechanic, so it's going to be Chaos
Chaos.
Breaker support.
So
So
no Schwarzschild.
For people who thought, oh, they're only locking 1 or 2 cards in a situational. No, they're going to break the shit out of this game for you. Have fun.
They want you to stop playing that.
The
so
format
that everyone
is
can
on
move to
fire.
Overdress.
Leave the building.
Yeah, leave the building.
This is not.
I
This
I want to play.
Run. Use the stairs.
this is this is not a drill. Leave the building now.
See, I want to play this format
Life alert is there
for the
me.
simple fact that not only is it complete chaos, but I don't feel so bad for playing 16 crit Astral Poets now in that format. Because I'm like,
You might not win
everything's just
anyways.
everything's just as dumb. I don't feel that bad anymore.
It really does feel a little bit like what they're trying to do is pressure everyone into Overdress so they can abandon premium.
All the premiums as a whole, there'll be like this huge like sound of where it's just been severed completely, body and soul.
There is no premium in Vanguard.
They sweep that one under the rug because it's like a burnt corpse. They're like, ugh, oh, it smells awful. And
I mean, I wouldn't care, but
Same.
also, it's kind of what it looks like. Everything is the minute I'm at win condition. It is a hard win condition, not
Oh my god.
Overdress where
We haven't got to see
otherwise, like in Overdress, it's just a grind. If it's not like
Fun.
you hit your like perfect little semblance, it's just hard grind, which is like very reminiscent to OG.
We haven't seen Val in the sword yet.
Vowing Sword.
Eradicator Val in
haven't.
Sword Dragon yet.
Oh,
no.
goodness
Again,
gracious.
everything gets stupid.
I remember when I first got into Vanguard, I played with that card in original. Like this was right before Legion format started. I spent a lot of money on Eradicators just for it to get abandoned by Legion
Well,
because it's like, oh, are you playing Narukami and you're not playing Knuckle Brawlers? That's a damn shame.
you know what the sad part is though?
Cries and Aqua
No
Force.
matter what it does, it's already good for one reason.
Eradicator.
Descendant.
Correct. Descendants.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Because Descendant gives his effect to Eradicated Valiant Sword. I'm gonna swing. Oh, you guarded? That's a shame.
That's a crying shame.
There's something coming and you aren't ready for it.
It's a shame you didn't want to die.
You're gonna, but it would be a lot easier if you just accepted it.
Oh my god.
I forgot about that.
Like part of me is like,
Lay down and die.
And the way they worded the ability said eradicate your opponent's cards into bind zone even further.
Yeah, that's what confused me. I'm like, are we creating a new zone specifically?
No. Removed, absolutely removed from the freaking game zone.
No.
It's like the AWOL card.
When you bind a card, it hits the ban.
No, in Magic the Gathering, there's these joke sets, and one of them was unglued or unhinged. I think it's unhinged. There's a removal spell. It's like, remove target creature from the game, and then put it in the absolutely freaking removed from the game pile. And on the in the card art, it shows like a hole where the creature was, and you see the back of the card. Of like, it's just the image reverse of it's just completely stamped out of the image. And then in the flavor text box, there's a milk carton, and he is on it. He is so gone, he's missing. And this is what this is gonna do. You're absolutely freaking removed from the game. You're in double exile, baby.
I can see it now.
You have effects that get started from bind? No.
It's like you're in double bind. When you're in double bind, I get extra crits. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Bushi was going to do it this way. They're going to announce the card. They're going to go, we're introducing a ban list. Any card this card binds is immediately permanently on the ban list.
No, it's a ban for the rest of the match.
No, banned. Just perma-banned. This is how we're going to clear the format, guys.
What if like you're saying, if it gets super bind, they can't use those cards.
No. I know what it is.
Bind copies of it?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. What if it binds a card and then it completely forces your opponent to bind the rest out of their deck?
I bet it would do.
That had better be a Counterblast 3 skill, or everything's going to get really,
No.
bad.
It won't be a Counterblast 3 skill because they'll say it doesn't hit triggers. It won't affect triggers. It has to say normal unit. Because that would be busted if you hit triggers and you're like, all your heals are gone, bud. Good luck. All your crits. Here's a play set of crits gone. Good luck. Your draw peachy's gone. Good luck.
I mean, well, you see Ragey. It's not that unbelievable.
I mean, fair, but I don't think they would take the triggers. Because at least playing Ragey, they're taking...
that's when you bind a normal unit.
Oh, it's normal? Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
You can't hit crits.
Exactly. You can still hit with triggers, but you can't have any counterplay to the game.
Yeah. Die, please.
I'm very interested to see how they do it. All the jokes we've just made aside, I want to know how they're going to further bind something. You just get to
rip it and flip it.
You just get to freely flip their bind zone face up or face down.
I mean,
like, no.
Well, I mean, maybe it's so exiled that, or it's so banished that like you flip it face down so that way it can't be interacted with in a mirror match.
You're done, son.
I'm absolutely done. Removed from the freaking game. My Eradicator is the best. And it's so good that you've been banished twice.
Let's stop.
All right.
Stop now.
We have to end it here because my computer's trying to tell me it wants to die.
We actually pushed it to the
pushed it to the limit. But anyways, thank you guys for joining in on this live stream again. I hope you guys had fun listening to us crack up about V Premium stuff.
I know the key. I'm so tired right now. I can just try to be funny.
Oh my god.
My ramblings make me laugh.
Let's call it fun.
Call it fun.
Had fun with V Premium. This is the only way you can have fun with Premium. Anyway.
You know what? Now until V Premium ends, we have to keep bringing these jokes in, like about what we're missing and what it can do.
I like my ban list joke. Let's go with that one.
Let's go with that one until we see Eradicators. We're gonna keep making Eradicator jokes.
I still have the theory. I have a weird theory that like it's like, oh, did I double eradicate it? You can't activate its effects while it's double eradicated.
You get your numbers.
Like for the rest
of
this
game, it doesn't have name. It doesn't have effect. It doesn't have grade. It's just there.
It's a vanilla with power. It has no activated ability.
It's like Gemini's where you have to normal summon again, except you have to bind it again to make it permabind.
You have to put it back into your normal bind by jumping through the special hoop I've made of fire and lightning.
Jail?
All right.
Jail?
Electric fence.
All right.
And guns.
Thank you guys for joining into the stream. If you're watching this after the live stream, hit like, subscribe, share this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.